Hare Krishna Mataji, it's Namrata. I'm on Mataji, okay? Can you hear me?
Hare Krishna Mataji, I can hear you.
Yeah.
So shall we do a trial session and maybe you can read and see whether I get the echo?
Mataji, the echo is because if you go to Mataji, share your screen. I'll explain and the echo will not come next time.
Okay, let me just share the screen.
Sure. And go on YouTube. If you have your YouTube open, do you, Mataji? Yeah?
Right, can you see the screen?
No, it's loading still, Mataji.
Oh.
Yeah, I can see it now. Okay, so this is the screen, right? Now,
yes.
Why don't we read it to hear if you can hear the echo?
While we're talking, there's no echo. It's perfect now. So that means I just keep on scrolling then.
That's it. Mataji, go and 1 second. Sorry, I'm on a phone, so I'm just trying to look up. Yeah. So Mataji, do you have what's the second screen? Yeah, go to your on the top, the second tab, which has got the YouTube on it. If you go there, no, that's fine. On the top, the middle tab. If you click on it.
Which middle? I'm not sure which one you are referring to.
So Mataji, on the top of your screen, there are 3 tabs, 1, 2nd, and 3rd. One is your Vedabase. Your middle one is your YouTube.
So I click on more, do I?
No, Mataji. If you see on the top of the screen, not your verses, on the top of the screen.
Yes. All I can see is this meeting is being transcribed.
Oh, no, not the part of this, Mataji. The internet, the web explorer. If you see right on the top.
Let me see. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
that's it. Yeah. Click that for a minute.
Yes.
Please.
Yes.
Okay. Go down slightly, Mataji. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. You see this button. Now you see where the red bit is, Mataji. Yeah. So,
where it says stop share.
No. Don't need to stop sharing anything, Mataji.
Okay.
You see that sound bit on the left?
Yes.
Because it's down, that means you will not hear the echo. If it is
Oh, I
ever up,
see.
yes. So if it's ever up, Mataji, just bring it down, then you would never hear the echo.
So it's got a cross next to the sound symbol.
That's correct, Mataji. So you should, if you click on it, the cross would remain. Click one more time. I'll explain, Mataji. Just click it there. Right. Now you will hear the echo. So if anybody's talking, you would hear the echo. Now you click on it.
And
now the echo is gone. Yes, because the cross is there. Okay.
Okay, got it. So now, how do I, let me go back to the verses.
Yes. Perfect. Yes.
Got it. So now I can just keep on scrolling for the...
Yes, Mataji. So it should work now. Is that okay if I drop off, Mataji?
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay. Hare Krishna. No problem. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shiji Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. How was your day today?
It was good, Mataji. How are you, Mataji and Prabhuji?
Good.
When are you going, Mataji?
We are going on Monday.
Monday, okay.
We went to one Mataji's house today because Vaishashika Maharaj was at the house. It was a private meeting.
Okay.
And Sham Prabhu has taken the shelter of Vaishashika Maharaj.
Oh, really? Oh, that's nice to know. Good to know. Really good to know.
Yes, today. So it happened today. Sham Prabhu had a 10-minute private meeting with Maharaj.
Okay.
And so Maharaj has accepted him. So it's all happening, Mataji.
And even I think initiation will happen on time as well, Mataji, because as I know, when it's it's when you're aging as well, then they prefer to give you on time, Mataji.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So we will have a
Janu Kanya Mataji. That's why.
We will have a private meeting because this is being recorded.
Okay. Oh, sorry about that.
All right. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Gaurangi Mataji. Thank you, Pati Mataji and Gaurangi Mataji, for joining in. Thank you so much. I will be announcing in few minutes.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Shiji Mataji, we will be starting from 44 verse, please. Thank you.
Okay, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Today reciters are Gaurangi Mataji will be reciting in Sanskrit and Pati Mataji will be reciting in English from Canto 3, Chapter 26, verses 44 to 58. So, Gaurangi Mataji, whenever you are ready, can you please start with invocation 3 times? Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji or Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shall I start, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Rasamatrat Vikurna अभ्यासभादैव चोदितात् गन्धमात्रम् अभूत्तस्मात् पृथिवीघ्राणात् तु गन्धवः.
Due to the interaction of water with the taste of perception, the subtle element odor evolves under superior arrangement. Thence, the earth and olfactory sense, by which we can variously experience the aroma of the earth, become manifest.
करम्भापुति सौरभ्य सन्तः उग्र अम्लादिभिः पृथक् द्रव्य अवयववैषम्यात् गन्ध एकः विद्यते.
Odor, although one, becomes many as mixed, offensive, fragrant, mild, strong, acidic, and so on, according to the proportions of associated substances.
भावनं ब्रह्मणः स्थानं धारणं सतविशेषणं सर्वसत्त्वगुण उद्वेद पृथिवीवृत्तिलक्षणम्.
The characteristics of the functions of earth can be perceived by modeling forms of the Supreme Brahman, by constructing places of residence, by preparing pots to contain water, etc. In other words, the earth is the place of sustenance for all elements.
नवगुणविशेष अर्थ यस्य तदसोतमुच्यते वायोः गुणविशेषः अर्थः यस्य तद्स्पर्शनं विदुः.
The sense whose object of perception is sound is called the auditory sense, and that whose object is perception is touch is called the tactile sense.
तेजोगुणविशेष अर्थ यस्य तच्चाक्षु उच्यते अम्बुगुणविशेष अर्थ यस्य तद्रासनं विदुः भूमेर्गुणविशेष अर्थ यस्य सघ्राण उच्यते.
The sense whose object of perception is form, the distinctive characteristic of fire, is the sense of sight. The sense whose object of perception is taste, the distinctive characteristic of water, is known as the sense of taste. Finally, the sense whose object of perception is odor, the distinctive characteristic of earth, is called the sense of smell.
परस्य दृश्यते धर्म हि अपरस्मिन् समन्वयात् अतः विशेषभवानं भूमौ एव उपलक्ष्यते.
Since the cause exists in its effect as well, the characteristics of the former are observed in the latter. That is why the peculiarities of all the elements exist in the earth alone.
एतानि असंहत्य यदा महदादीनि सप्त वै कालकर्म गुणपेतो Jagadadi Rupa Visat.
When all these elements are unmixed, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the origin of creation, along with time, work, and the qualities of the modes of material nature, entered into the universe with the total material energy in 7 divisions.
Tatahatina Anuviddhibhyaha Yuktibhya Andam Achetanam Uttitam Purusaha Yasmat Uttistata Aso Virat.
From these 7 principles, roused into activity and united by the presence of the Lord, an unintelligent egg arose, from which appeared the celebrated cosmic being.
Etant Andam Visesakhyam Krama Vrindairadasotarai Toyadivihi Parivritam Pradhanena Vritairvahihi Yatra Loka Vidano Ayam Rupam Bhagavato Hariho.
This universal egg, or the universe in the shape of an egg, is called the manifestation of material energy. Its layers of water, air, fire, sky, ego, and Mahatattva increase in thickness one after another. Each layer is 10 times bigger than the previous one, and the final outside layer is covered by Pradhana. Within this egg is the universal form of Lord Hari, of whose body the 14 planetary systems are parts.
Hiranyamayat Andakosat Uttaya Salile Sayat Tam Abhishya Mahadevaha Bahuda Nirvividakam.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Virat Purusha, situated himself in that golden egg, which was lying on the water, and he divided it into many departments.
Niribhidhyat asya prathamam mukham bani tataha abhavat banya bari atha nasi prana uta krana etayoha. Mataji, shall I
Hare Krishna,
again?
No, Pati Mataji. Hare Krishna, Pati Mataji. We can't hear you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, we can't hear
Can
you.
you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Okay, I couldn't hear the Sanskrit version. Sorry, there was no sound at all on my end.
Okay. No problem,
Okay.
Mataji. You can carry on, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
First of all, a mouth appeared in him, and then came forth the organ of speech, and with it the god of fire, the deity who presides over that organ. Then a pair of nostrils appeared, and in them appeared the olfactory sense, as well as prana, the vital air.
Granat bayu aviditam achini chachu etayuhu tasmat surya naviditam karno chotram tat disaha.
In the wake of the olfactory sense came the wind god, who presides.
Hare Krishna, Pati Mataji.
And in its wake, hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Thank you.
Okay. Next, there appeared in him a pair of ears, and in them the auditory sense, and in its wake the Dik Devatas, or the deities who preside over the directions. Hare Krishna. I hope you could hear that.
Yes, Mataji.
Nirviveda virajata Roma smasruadaya tataha asodhayaha cha asan sisnama nirviveda tataha.
Then the universal form of the Lord, the Virat Purusha, manifested his skin, and thereupon the hair, moustache, and beard appeared. After this, all the herbs and drugs became manifested, and then his genitals also appeared.
रेत तस्मात् अपा आसन् निर्विद्यात् वे गुदात् अपानात् च मृत्युलोकभयङ्करः.
After this, semen, the faculty of procreation, and the god who presides over the waters appeared. Next appeared an anus, and then the organs of defecation, and thereupon the god of death, who is feared throughout the universe.
हस्तौ च निर्व्युक्तम् बलं ताभ्यां ततः सरात् पादौ च निर्व्युतं गतिताभ्यां ततः हरिः.
Thereafter, the two hands of the universal form of the Lord became manifested, and with them the power of grasping and dropping things. And after that, Lord Indra appeared. Next, the legs became manifested, and with them the process of movement. And after that, Lord Vishnu appeared.
Thank you, Pati Mataji and Gorangi Mataji, for the very nice recitation. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, you can hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna, Hare Krishna. So, just give me a minute. So, welcome, dear devotees, to today's chat session. We continue with our reading and discussion of the 26th chapter of the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Just trying to get which is entitled The Fundamental Principles of Material Nature. And today I think we're discussing verses 50 to 52. I just want to open up my database. Just bear with me. Before we do that, let's recite the Mangala Charanam prayers. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunvalitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yatha Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sahagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutan Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gourange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Satadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivashari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasticha Dishatharine Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Let me share my screen. I guess you can see that now. Okay, so we are in a section of this chapter. It's called, this particular section is called Karya Shrishti, verses 50 to 53. And we shall discuss why it's called Karya Shrishti. This, as we recall, is Lord Kapila Dev speaking to his mother Devahuti. Lord Kapila Dev had explained to his mother first about bhakti. And he had described how bhakti is superior to all other process like jnana and karma, and how the other processes are weak in relation to bhakti. But still, his mother had some inclination to want to hear more about jnana in the form of Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya, which means knowledge. And the manifestation of the different elements like the Mahatattva, the universal form, and so on, and how they come to life. So this is the Lord explaining it to them. And having described the characteristics of the 10 mantras, which we've discussed, and the 5 gross elements, we're now going to discuss Karya Shrishti. Etani asam ajayada mahad adini saptavai kala karma gunopeto jagat adir upavisat. Word for word synonyms. Etani, these, asam ajya, being unmixed, yada, when, mahat adini, the mahat tattva, false ego, and 5 gross elements, sapta altogether 7. Vai, in fact, kala, time, karma, work, guna, and the 3 modes of material nature, upetta, accompanied by, jagat adi, the origin of creation, upavisat, entered. When all these elements were unmixed, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the original of creation, along with time, work, and the qualities of the modes of material nature, entered into the universe with a total material energy in 7 divisions. Purport. After stating the generation of the causes, Kapila Dev speaks about the generation of the effects. So we have cause and we have effect. So Prabhupada is explaining here the cause results in some effect and what these effects are. At that time, when the causes were unmixed, the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his feature of Garbha Dakshayi Vishnu entered within each universe. Accompanying him were all of the 7 primary elements, the 5 material elements, the total energy, the Mahatattva, and the false ego. This entrance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead involves his entering even the atoms of the material world. This is confirmed in the Brahma Samhita. Andantara sta paramanu jayantarastam. He is not only within the universe, but within the atoms also. He is within the heart of every living entity. Garbha Dakshayi Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, entered into everything. So here we are getting an understanding of how everything gets activated. And it gets activated by the Supreme Personality of Godhead when he enters each universe. And he said he enters each universe accompanied by the 7 primary elements, which we've discussed. That's sound, ether, touch, air, form, fire, taste, water, smell, and earth. And then the Mahatattva, and then the false ego. And then the Lord enters into every atom also. And he's explained, he also enters into the heart of every living entity. So yeah, we get some little understanding about the Lord. How everything is dependent on the Lord. How the Lord is all-pervading. He's entering into each atom, and he's entering into the heart of every living entity. How that happens and how is almost inconceivable. Never in any experience in the material world do we get an understanding of any personality with such capacity. Have we ever heard of any being having such potency? It's inconceivable, but this is the nature of the Lord. So text number 51. Tatastena nu videbibyo yuktebyo andam achetanam uditam purusho yasmad utadishtad asho virat. Tata then tena by the Lord, anu vidabhya, from these 7 principles roused into activity, yuktebhya, united, andam, an egg, achetanam, unintelligent, utitam arose, purusha, cosmic being, yasmat, from which udastitat appeared, so that virat celebrated. From these 7 principles, aroused into activity and united by the presence of the Lord, an unintelligent egg arose, from which appeared the celebrated cosmic being. Purport. In sex life, the combination of matter from the parents, which involves emulsification and secretion, creates a situation where a soul is received within matter. And the combination of matter gradually develops into a complete body. The same principle exists in the material creation. The ingredients are present, but only when the Lord enters into the material elements is matter actually agitated. This is the cause of creation. We can see this in our ordinary experience. Although we may have clay, water, and fire, the elements take the shape of a brick only when we labor to combine them. Without the living energy, there is no possibility that matter can take shape. Similarly, this material world does not develop unless agitated by the Supreme Lord as the Virat Purusha. Yasmad udastitat aso Virat. By his agitation, space was created, and the universal form of the Lord also manifested therein. So, Srila Prabhupada, or the Lord Kapila Dev, is giving further information. And Prabhupada gives 2 nice analogies to help us in our understanding. Prabhupada gives the example of the conception of the living entity. So there is matter. Prabhupada says there is matter that comes from both parents. And this matter, when they combine, it creates the environment for the soul to enter. And when the soul enters that combination of matter, then that matter develops gradually into a body. So in the same way, in the universe, there is matter. And that matter, it's inert. But when it becomes agitated, when it is entered into by the Lord, it becomes activated. Prabhupada also gives the example that we may have elements like clay, water, and fire. These elements by itself, they do not form into an object like a brick unless some labor or some energy and some intelligence is input into it. And Prabhupada makes the point here, without living energy, there's no possibility that matter can take shape. You know, the modern scientists, they postulate that through a big bang, there was formation of some matter, then there was some proteins, and there was combination of more complex proteins, and then by the process of random selection and mutation, we get life and we get form. But that theory is not accepted by the Bhagavatam and the Acharyas. Everything requires the presence of the Lord or the energy of the Lord. Only then do we get life. Only then do we get creation. Here also we get the first understanding of the formation of the universe. The universe is described to be like an egg. Maybe I'll just, can I share my screen? Yeah, let's just see if I can share my screen. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. It's not that one. Just bear with me. Krishna, 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 Krishna. What happened to my presentation? I had a few slides. Just bear with me, devotees. I'm not sure where that is. Where is that? Sorry, let me just do it again. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Okay. Okay, let me come back to this. Stop sharing. Sorry, dear devotees, I'm getting a bit muddled up here. And let me just go back to the verses and I'll come back later to this presentation when I go to the next verse. So it's described, the universe is like an egg-shaped. It's many billions of miles wide and diameter. And we'll describe a bit more about the universe, which is covered in the next verse. So next number, verse number 52. Etar anandam vishesh akyam krama vridhai dashotarai tayo dibi paritritam pranad prandanevatai bahir yatra loka vitano yam rupa bhagavato hari. This universal egg, or the universe in the shape of an egg, is called the manifestation of material energy. Its layers of water, air, fire, air, ego, and Mahatattva increase in thickness one after another. Each layer is 10 times bigger than the previous one, and the final outside layer is covered by Pradhan. Within this egg is the universal form of Lord Hari, of whose body the 14 planetary systems are parts. Purport. This universe, or the universal sky, which we can visualize with its innumerable planets, is shaped just like an egg. As an egg is covered by a shell, the universe is covered by various layers. The first layer is water, the next is fire, then air, then sky, and the ultimate holding crust is Pradhan. Within this egg-like universe is the universal form of the Lord as the Virat Purusha. All the different planetary situations are part of his body. This is already explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd canto. The planetary systems are considered to form the different bodily parts of the universal form of the Lord. Persons who cannot directly engage in the worship of the transcendental form of the Lord are advised to think of and worship this universal form. The lowest planetary system, Patala, is considered to be the soul of the Supreme Lord, and the earth is considered to be the belly of the Lord. Brahma Loka, or the highest planetary systems, where Lord Brahma live, is considered to be the head of the Lord. This Virat Purusha is considered an incarnation of the Lord. The original form of the Lord is Krishna, as confirmed in the Brahma Samhita, Adipurusha. The Virat Purusha is also Purusha, but is not Adipurusha. The Adipurusha is Krishna, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha, Anadir Adi Govinda. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is also accepted as the Adipurusha, the original. Krishna says, "No one is greater than me." There are innumerable expansions of the Lord, and all of them are Purushas, or enjoyers. But neither the Virat Purusha nor the Purusha avatars, Karana Dakshai Vishnu, Garbha Dakshai Vishnu, and Chiro Dakshai Vishnu, nor any of the other expansions is the original. In each universe, there are Garbha Dakshai Vishnu, the Virat Purusha, and Chiro Dakshai Vishnu. The active manifestation of the Virat Purusha is described here. Persons who are in the lower grade of understanding regarding the Supreme Personality of Godhead may think of the universal form of the Lord, for that is advised in the Bhagavatam. The dimensions of the universe are estimated here. The outer covering is made up of layers of water, air, fire, sky, ego, and Mahatattva, and each layer is 10 times greater than the previous one. The space within the hollow of the universe cannot be measured by any human scientist or anywhere else. And beyond the hollow, there are 7 coverings, each one 10 times greater than the one preceding it. The layer of water is 10 times greater than the diameter of the universe, and the layer of fire 10 times greater than that of water. Similarly, the layer of air is 10 times greater than that of fire. These dimensions are inconceivable to the tiny brain of a human being. It is also stated that this description is only one egg-like universe. There are innumerable universes besides this one, and some of them are many, many times greater. It is considered, in fact, that this universe is the smallest. Therefore, the predominating superintendent, or Brahma, has only 4 heads for management. In other universes, which are far greater than this one, Brahma has more heads. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is stated that all these Brahmas are called one day by Lord Krishna in the inquiry of the small Brahma, who after seeing all the larger Brahmas was thunderstruck. This is the inconceivable potency of the Lord. No one can measure the length and breadth of God by speculation or by false identification with God. These attempts are symptoms of lunacy. Sure why this presentation is not coming. Sorry, dear devotees, I have. Oh, maybe now. I guess you can see that now. This is an illustration. So what we are hearing, yeah, it's showing us a circular, but we have the Lord, and from the pores of the Lord comes unlimited number of universes. In this particular purport, Prabhupada is explaining that the universe that we are in, Bhumandala, is one of those universes. And these verses explaining that how the creation, we are at the bottom of the universe, is the Garbhodakshaya ocean. And from that ocean, on that ocean lies Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. And we know from his navel comes Lord Brahma. Then we know there's the 14 planetary systems. Then there's descriptions of the different layers. Each layer being 10 times the thickness of the other layers. And we are knowing, we get an understanding, Prabhupada is explaining, that for one who is too mentally engrossed, they cannot conceive of the form of the Lord. So therefore, the form of the Lord is described as the Virat Purusha. It's the Purusha of the Lord, but the descriptions we are receiving in this chapter of the Bhagavatam is how this universe is being described in terms of the various limbs of the Lord. The different demigods we hear, and Prabhupada talks about in this particular verse about the navel, about the lowest planet, the Patala Loka, is the souls. The Patala Loka is the soul of the Lord, and navel or Brahma. So what we see here is the universal structure within the egg, being described as the Virat Rupa of the Lord. And in this particular verse, the 10 layer, or the different layers are being described, each one 10 times the thickness. And it's described there, the thickness of the diameter. So the diameter is 4 billion miles in size, as Prabhupada has described. So the first layer, Earth, is 10 times that, which is 40 billion. The next layer, water, is 10 times that, which is 400 billion layers thick. The next fire is 4,000 billion, which is 4 trillion. Then air is 40 trillion miles thick. Sky is 400 trillion miles thick. And then the ego is 4,000 trillion, which is known as 4 quadrillion. Now, this is completely mind-boggling. But for ourselves, what we can sort of grasp from this, we hear about maximum security prison. A maximum security prison has so many layers of restriction that practically even, the most powerful convict cannot get out of the maximum security prison. So in the same way, if we contemplate this material universe, and we look at the structure, and we look at the layers, and we see the thickness of the layers, no ordinary living entity can ever come out of it. Therefore, the material world is known as a prison house, super maximum capacity. And Prabhupada is saying that there are many universes like this. And our universe is probably one of the smallest. Because our Lord Brahma, he has only 4 heads. And Prabhupada relates the story in the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita when Lord Brahma once went to see the Lord. The Lord's messenger went to the Lord, and the Lord says, which Brahma? And the messenger went back to Lord Brahma at the doorstep and said, the Lord wants to know which Brahma. And he said, it's 4-headed Brahma. And the Lord said, okay, come. And when Lord Brahma met the Lord, he asked, he offered his obeisances and his respects. And he said, Lord, I have one question for you. I was asked which Brahma. Do you mean there are other Brahmas? And then the Lord manifested all of the different Brahmas. Some were 10 heads, some were 20, hundreds, thousands, millions of heads. This is described in the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And Prabhupada is saying in the purport here that our universe is a small universe. It's only 4 billion miles in size. And we've only got a Brahma with 4 heads. There's also some other description that there is the big Brahmanda egg, which is 4 quadrillion, 440 trillion, 440 billion miles in diameter. That's the big Brahmanda egg. And then within this, you get the smaller Brahmanda, the one we're talking about, the one with Bhumandala. And this is the one that's got 4 billion miles in diameter. So it's just mind-boggling that we read about these potencies of the Lord, the science of the universe. It just gives us an idea of how infinitesimal, how small we are. And it's a wonder that the Lord is situated in such a huge creation, but he still has the time to give us attention. He still has the desire to want to interact with us, to have a relationship with us, and to also see that we come out of this maximum security prison. I was so fascinated when I was reading these verses. I just did a little research to see, was there any instance of any living entity ever being able to come out of this universe? And interestingly, I'm not sure if I can find it, there are instances of personalities, Lord Brahma being one of them, who came out of the universe to see Lord Krishna. And there are other personalities also. So by the grace of the Lord, anything can happen. But the grace of the Lord, even though we are in such a super maximum security prison, we can easily transcend all these layers of material covering. And this is our special good fortune. This is the opportunity we are getting through Krishna consciousness. Firstly, we are getting the knowledge of our situation. We're getting the knowledge of the potency of the Lord. We're getting knowledge of where and how we are situated. And we are getting knowledge of how we can transcend this whole situation. I'll stop here. I'm not sure. Were you able to see the graphic and the presentation I was showing on my screen? I'm not sure if you were.
Yeah, we saw the graphic, Prabhuji. Yes, the universal layers and yeah.
Okay, all right. So I'll stop here. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Anyone got any questions or comments or corrections? Please feel free to express them.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for that. Just amazing class. It is, as you said, it's quite hard to get one's head around it. It is so complex, and the Vedic scriptures are so brilliant that they give those measurements of the universal layers with that kind of accuracy. So that was one of my thoughts. The other one was. Today, NASA is sending the Artemis mission to the moon, ostensibly so they can establish a long-term sustainable presence there to then hop off to Mars. And then when you go back here and when we kind of compare the knowledge that is given in Srimad Bhagavatam, I mean, we take so much for granted about how we came into being. We just say mom, dad, children, but we don't understand, there's so much background that goes into it. It goes beyond that, the creation of sound, touch, form, taste, smell, the overall potency of the Lord. We just fail to understand that. So the whole concept is just so amazing. And Srila Prabhupada says in the last two paragraphs of text 52, that it's all inconceivable to the tiny human brain. So that was my reflection, Prabhuji. It is quite hard to get one's head around it, but it is absolutely amazing what Srimad Bhagavatam teaches us. And then one thing I had to chuckle at was what you described our state being we're in maximum security prison, and it's so absolutely true, super max. So thank you, Prabhupada.
Nice reflections, Mataji. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Yeah, it gives, you said life is about perspective. Having certain perspective gives you a whole new outlook on life and our own situation. And importantly for us, a very important aspect of our consciousness on our spiritual journeys is humility. Because we've been in this material universe for so long, and the contamination of I, mine, and mine, and us being the center of everything is so ingrained in us. But by getting this knowledge, it gives us perspective of who we really are in the bigger picture. And when we understand this, we cannot help but feel humble and become humbled. And that's the one takeaway I personally had, reading these verses and reflecting on them. I've got absolutely no grounds to feel any pride in my life, because I'm so insignificant. And it also gives us the perspective of the grace and mercy that we are receiving. Despite our great insignificance, the Lord is still willing to give us significance and attention. and do so much for us. It's just, it makes us appreciate the Lord more too. Yeah. Anyone else likes to share any realization that they had?
Prabhuji, one other thought was the sense of I, my, and mine is so much in the minority now, considering what we see around us in the leadership of today. That the thinking is just, it's like when we compare. We are so much in the minority. So as you said, we are really insignificant, and we when I look at so much around me, the food that Lord gives us, all that makes me appreciate the Lord. Say thank you so much for giving me so much. When you see other things going on elsewhere, and we are so insignificant, and we tend to not appreciate that generally. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Okay, if there's no other questions or comments or reflections or additions, I think we'll close tonight's session. Thank you very much, everyone, for your attendance and your participation in this beautiful forum of constantly discussing and reading Srimad Bhagavatam.
Patrubyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti vaishnavrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad
Bhagavatam ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji.
Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.